Hello and welcome to another beautiful day right here. It is a wonderful day. I'm so excited because anytime we come to talk about topical issues like this, I feel so good because it is a right to know. And when we talk about it, you feel relieved. You get to know about it, then you begin to think of the next line of action. Today we want to talk about a statement coming from a former President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. He has not spoken for a very long time. I don't know. You're thinking of someone. Who are you suspecting? All right. Who do you expect made this statement? I'll let you know after introducing my guest. Of course, Michael is right here this morning. Good morning, Michael.
Good morning, Ramsey.
Let's talk about this statement coming from the former President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. He's not been talking for a very long time. But yesterday, he made a statement saying Nigeria's problem. He said leadership is not the problem of Nigeria. Okay, and this is coming from President Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida. So, a lot of people, a lot of Nigerians feel the problem of this country is leadership. That's why if anything happened in this country, the first name that will come to people's mouth is Tinubu. At a point, people are even joking with it to say, well, Nigeria has happened to whoever. It became a slang. But now, you remember who Babangida is, his time, how everything went and all of that. And he's saying the problem of Nigeria is not leadership. The leaders are not the problem. So what do you think the problem is?
During the time of Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida, it was military regime. It was a former military head of state. Yeah, a military head of state. And then he is saying that you don't... that's the questions he was asked during his commemorating his 83rd birthday recently. Remember, he doesn't just come out to talk. It must be something. He's someone that is very, very, very conscious about what he says. And he's telling Nigerians, are the leaders the problem? Are we, just like there's a popular slogan that change begins with us, with you and I. It was like, are we committed? If you're someone that was given something to do, a task to undertake in a particular office or portfolio, have you been committed as an individual? Because he said being committed to carrying out a task is what makes you a leader, not because you were just appointed. That office, leadership, is supposed to be a place of service, not a place of self-aggrandizement or self-enrichment or selfishness. Just like we had somebody say Nigerian leaders are selfish or something like that. They want to...
People say it every day.
Okay. If we remove selfishness from being in every office or whatever we're given to undertake, then I think leadership would have been made very sweet and easygoing. So he was saying that leaders are not the problem. We ourselves are the ones that are the messengers of this thing, of these plans and policies of the government. If you want to tackle the prevalent problem of Nigeria, he was like, let's go back to the drawing board and start again. Go to the foundation and do what we call like constitutional review again and start again. He talked about criticizing government of the day, like we always do, like Nigerians always do, has never helped to salvage any situation. This person, Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, came, he was criticized. There was Boko Haram insurgency. Buhari came, criticized. I think things averagely was not okay. What do we notice then? Sometimes you see as you protest, as you strike, fuel scarcity, it comes back to normal. Not like we have right now. Today's zone is been repeatedly. Right now, again, as Tinubu took over from Buhari, right? The whole thing, first subsidy was taken out, and the whole thing changed again, the whole economy. So it keeps fluctuating.
Okay.
Naira, currency, economy fluctuation, devaluation, everything. It was like, if we want to go back to the drawing board, let every individual decide to become committed to service. Then we can talk about a change.
Okay, being committed to service. Commitment to service. If you want to talk about commitment to service, I think it should start from the top and flow down. All right, and that's from the people at the top. There is this belief that the people at the top are corrupt. Not all of them anyway. Let's put that straight, that fact straight. It's not everyone that is corrupt, but majority, according to statistics and research, are corrupt. And there is what corruption means to individual. What you think is corruption, some other persons may be looking at it not to be a corruption. Some persons think it is smartness and all of that.
Exactly what IBB said. IBB said some things that seemed not to be right in the eyes of Nigerians. In the eyes of those in the leadership, it seems like it's good for them to embezzle, for them to divert funds, for them not to do what they're supposed to do, that they feel it is right. It was like at our own time, we're held accountable.
Accountability, very important.
It was like the military has a structure. He talked about constitutional structure. Does Nigeria have that constitutional structure where if Mr. A embezzles this social amount, he is immediately prosecuted without minding if he's your brother, if he's your tribe, if he's your church person? Has that been happening in Nigeria? Also, he also mentioned the issue of tackling food insecurity. It was like, when did we get to this level of kidnapping and harassing the people that produce food in a country where we have about 35 million people who need to eat on daily basis, who are on the bracket of low income earners?
Okay, I'm saying that statement, that statement, there is a tag to it. For him to make comparison, all right, invariably that statement is a comparison between the civilian government and the military democracy and the military rule. He is now saying the military rule was better. And you remember during the protest, some persons were saying they want military back.
Yes.
Do you say, does that sound to you like the former president, is supporting the return of military?
He didn't come out emphatically. He just said,
that's what I'm saying.
He said personally.
What do you deduce from that statement? That comparison.
The deduction is that, hey, personally, for me, that's what he said. He's not emphatically saying, I prefer that we have military government. He is saying, at the time when we had military rule, the people that we saw as leaders saw themselves, they were committed. And he was like, if the leadership can pass on commitment mentality to the House of Representatives, the Senate, the local government,
the ministers, everyone.
Just like you talked about, it starts from the top and it becomes holistic. It gets inoculated. It gets inoculated into the mindset, into the cerebral cortex of everybody that, hey, commitment to duty, just like Mwike said last week, Permanent Secretary, if you're not committed, if you don't want to be committed from inception, resign. And then he was also asked the last question about insecurity. What would you say? Are the soldiers, are the military doing well? He talked about soldiering. It's not just carry gun. He was like, the difference between the person who holds a gun to the person who becomes effective with a gun is the user, the person who is holding the gun, not the gun itself. It was like, is the welfare of the military personnel taken care of? When did we see them knowing that, hey, even if you die in the midst of service to your country, your family will be compensated, your money will not be withheld? That if that is infused into the military sense, this insurgency we're talking about now would not be the case. But then we've seen what has happened over the years. These soldiers fight, die in the war, their bodies are buried there unceremoniously. The family that they left in the barracks are uncatered for. It is unscrupulous. That's what he is saying.
All right, thank you very much. Our time is not on our side right now, but I think from one of your statements, you talked about the fact that during Jonathan, there was complaint from Nigerians. During Buhari, there was complaint from Nigerians. And during now that Tinubu is on seat, there is still
intense
complaint. It's intensive. It's intense. As it is right now, this complaints coming from Nigeria in just one sentence. Don't you think it's really worth it? Because no one will just sit down and start complaining. Where the president, we're rounding up already, where the president's actually doing well and people were still complaining. Was it just complaining for complaining's sake, or the complaint was really worth it?
Most of this past government had averagely favorable policies that favored Nigeria. Like fuel at that time was about 100 and something when Goodluck was president.
No, what I'm saying is, was the complaint, was it just complaining for complaining's sake?
No,
or the complaint was actually a genuine complaint?
It was a genuine complaint.
All right,
because
thank you very much.
There
Hold
is
your
no,
thought.
there's no,
That's all.
There's no government that has come without blemishes.
All right,
I mean, there's no
thank you.
perfection.
And there's no government that has come that has not done anything at all. But then the balance is what we're talking about right now. And the one that is best suitable for Nigerians is what we actually want for the people. We are the mouthpiece of the people, the watchdog of the society. Thank you very much, Michael, for coming around. Well, this is going to be the size of the review for this morning. Remember, the former president, the military head of state have said, well, the leadership is not the problem of Nigerians. Then what is the problem of Nigeria? Go out, carry that research. He said commitment, accountability, and being serious. And one single Nigerian deciding to be different, standing out, refusing to be corrupt, refusing to do what everybody is doing, standing out. And if everybody does the same, we're going to have a better society. I'll come on your way again, same time, same station, and that's going to be tomorrow. And of course, my name is Ramsey Enoch. Have a beautiful day.